Yep.
Hey, Casey Cruisers here, and we are in Falmouth, Jamaica. We are at the Good Hope House. We're going to take a really cool tour. We made a quick stop at the gift shop, and I had to get Jamaican rum because
Yep.
the first shot of rum closes your eyes,
Second shot
second shot opens your eyes, and the third one makes you see things
you've never seen before.
So
That's what we were told.
yes. So and then because we're happy, we're Irie. When we drink rum, we're going to be Irier. And to say yes is
Yaman.
Yaman, and then to say no is like that, right?
I think so.
All right, very good. So we'll take some more video in the house.
So if you should fly over it, that's the shape it has. And there are like an endemic species there, species that are extinct in other countries. We have them surviving right there. For example, we have the yellow boa constrictor snake. In addition to the snake, you'll find 27 of our endemic bird species, such as the black and the yellow-billed parrot. We also have the giant swallowtail butterfly. Now that butterfly has a wingspan of 8 inches, which is the largest in the Western Hemisphere and the second largest in the world. The cockpit mountain was also home of the Maroons. The Maroons, they were freed or runaway slaves. They never wanted to work on the plantation, so what they did, they hid there in the mountains, came down and raided the plantation. They did that for some 76 years when the plantations were owned by the British. Today they're still here on the island. They're in a town called a compound town. They're exempt from paying taxes. They have their own government. They also enjoy a unique lifestyle. For example, today you'll be having jerk chicken for lunch. The Maroons, they were the ones that invented the method of jerk. And you may be wondering how they did it. While they were in the mountains, they hunted wild hogs. After cleaning the hog, they dug a hole, put the meat in. And are you all familiar with pimento? So they use pimento leaves, pimento branches, pepper and helder, just to spice it up a bit. Put the shrub, light it and cover it with the dirt. Now doing it that way, it traps the smoke on the inside. While trapping the smoke, it jerked the hog, and at the same time it prevented the owners from knowing where they were in the mountains because the smoke would not escape. So they're very smart people. But the chicken that you'll be having today, they didn't dig a hole. So you don't have to worry about that. Now, as for the plantation itself, it dates back to the year 1742. It started out with a young man by the name of Colonel Thomas Williams. He got this property as a gift from a king in England. At that time, he was told that he could get as many land as his eyes could see. So then he ended up with 1,000 acres. In 1744, he built his first house here on property. That house today is in ruins to the back, but we get there, I'll point it out to you. But then in 1755, he had that beautiful house behind you constructed. That was actually built as a gift for his son's wife. Her name was Elizabeth. She was coming here from England, so they built it for her. But unfortunately, she only spent 7 years in the house. When she came here, she was only 17 years old. At the age of 24 years and 5 months to be exact, she died from malaria. The room to my right at the downstairs, where you see those 2 windows, that's where she was buried. It's called the grave room. It's not a customary thing here on the island. But because the house was built for her, coupled with the fact that she loved it here on the plantation, she never wanted to go back to England, so they grant her the request to remain right here on property. And she's the only one that was buried there. Shortly after her death, the property changed owner. was in the year 1767. That was a young man by the name of John Tharp. John Thorpe was between the age of 23 and 25 when he acquired this property. So he was relatively young. 2 years after he acquired the property, he started to develop it. What he did was to build a dam, an aqueduct, and a waterway. And we still have all three on property today, dating back to the year 1769. Though they're over 249 years old, they're all in working condition. And you'll get to see them, ladies and gentlemen. The only exception is the dam, because that one is almost a mile away from where we are, and we won't be heading that far today. A year before John Thorpe purchased the property, in the year 1766, he got married to the daughter of a Barbados planter. Her name was Elizabeth Partridge. He said that it was at that point in time that his career as a landowner took off. And with his wife, they had 5 children, 4 boys and 1 girl. However, he had an illegitimate son with one of the slave women on the plantation. Now, his name was John Harewood. He was the one that oversees things on the plantation for his father. But even though John Thorpe had his son overseen, he was never an absentee owner. Because back then, what most plantation owners did, they left their overseers on property and they went back to England. But that was not a good idea. Why? The overseers, they looked out of their own pockets rather than looking over the interests of the owner. So John Thorpe stayed here, developed his property, and as a result of doing that, he ended up acquiring 9 plantations. So he was wealthy. In addition to being wealthy, he was described as benevolent. He had over 3,000 slaves. He ensured they were all housed, fed, clothed. He even built a school so that the children were able to learn to read and write. He also had a church. In the year 1798, he had a slave hospital constructed. That hospital was able to accommodate up to 300 patients. There are 150 beds upstairs and 150 beds downstairs. And the fact that malaria and yellow fever were common, he ensured he had things in place to take care of them if and when they took sick. John Thorpe even had a birthing house constructed because he wanted the women to give birth in a clean and safe environment. So once the ladies were ready to deliver their babies, that is where they were taken to do so, and that was separate and apart from the hospital. He was also described as a womanizer. Yeah, man. Because having as many plantations as he did, on each plantation he had a mistress. But unfortunately for him, his then wife Elizabeth, she died. So at that point in time, he went back to England. He got married to a widow, but that marriage never worked out because what happened was later discovered that she now was having an affair. And that affair was with John Thorpe's daughter's husband. And guess what? He was a clergyman, an Anglican minister. So you can just imagine how scandalous it was. So John Thorpe then had no other choice but to leave England, came back here, and this is where he stayed until his death. He died in 1804, and at that time he was only 60 years old. Then the property valued some 4.5 million pounds. Since John Thorpe owned Good Hope, there have been 5 different owners. The current owners today since 1989 are the Hart's family, along with 4 other entrepreneurs. Now if you should look on the purple armband that you're wearing, you'll see the word trucker. No, that's the name of the company. What Chaka did 8 years ago in the port in Falmouth was open. They leased the property here to do the different tours. So all tours and property are operated by Chaka. But as for the plantation itself, originally it was a sugar plantation. But that's not the case today, ladies and gentlemen. Sugar production stopped on this plantation back in 1904. One of the main reasons for that is that once the slaves were fully emancipated, there was no labor to get the work done. So you found that the plantation owners, they became negligent and allowed the plantation to go wild. Unfortunately, Good Hope ended up being one of those plantations. So today, there are no sugar seeds here. What we have on property though are approximately 150 acres of coconuts and 850 acres of oranges. So today the plantation sits on over 2,000 acres of land. So most of what your eyes can see from here, ladies and gentlemen, with the exception of the mountain ranges, belong to the plantation. That's basically a brief history about Good Hope. Any questions before we move from here, ladies and gentlemen? Any questions? Alright, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna go ahead and view the grave room for those of you who want to pay Elizabeth a visit. Alright, we're gonna proceed this way, please. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, Elizabeth the visit.
Yes.
Zip up all the way. Zip up all the way. Awesome. Yeah, up in the step. You're just gonna leave your mother at Louis.
Noted 4 or 5 cans for the space.
Yeah, those were put in place for the Maroons, because remember they would invade the property.
Come on, Mama.
Were they originally all the way around and just those 4 remain?
We didn't see the cannons. Did you see the cannons? Name Leslie. Circle.
Not very tall, was she? How tall was she? That's today. Really?
This gentleman was reading. Thanks. Right in front of me. He was reading the song. He touched it. He's going to get there.
Kirk?
Guide me through the dreadful shade.
So what do you want to do?
You got it.
You want to the far right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your attention here, please. Now you'll notice right here at the base, we have what is called a boot scraper. Because what happened back then, a lot of the horsemen would have been in the field and now they would have had mud on their boots, hence the boot scraper. So if there's anyone here today that has mud, you can feel free to make use of the boot scraper. Now just take a look on the stones here that were used for the construction. They're actually called ballast stones. They're brought from England to balance the ships. But because on its return the ship had the hogs in it, the rum, the molasses and the sugar, they no longer needed the stones, so they used them here to construct the different buildings. What is interesting about it though is the mortar that was used to hold the stones together. It was made from animal hair, animal dung, molasses, and the lime that came from the limestones. And these buildings here are over 200 years old.
There you go.
Coupled with the fact that they withstood some 9 different category hurricanes we had on the island. So I'm sure you'd agree with me that their method was effective, hence the reason why they're still standing today. And you can do well to observe the other buildings. You'll notice that they're also constructed using the ballast stones as well. Now this way for me, please, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember to watch your steps.
Is it a bug?
No. There.
Oh, was that mine? Yours? It was something I got from you. Hello. This is the kitchen, which is still is used today. Okay, I'm gonna step over here. Oh, it's a goat.
Go.
Mama. Jump. It's a goat.
Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah. I don't know. Probably for the kitchen. Some pretty flowers. Look at this. There's the red ones. And then the purple. There's the pool. That's going to be really nice right there. It's amazing those houses are still so straight and
Yeah.
Lovely noise.
Yeah. Exactly. Look at fountain.
Oh, I'm gonna take a picture of over here. Okay.
See those old doors too.
Okay. On the yeah, I took some picture of that. Yeah, they were. See the pieces punched in there.
Huh?
That's pretty cool. All the is that wood? More wood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, that's
Yeah, it's
metal.
wood, but it's got bolts put through it.
lots of them. Okay, let's go look at the fountain. Let's go down. Oh, okay. We'll walk down and around. Look at this. In its glory day, that was beautiful.
Like that.
Oh, what is that? What are those big
Beans.
Wow. You want to go down and around?
Sure.
Okay.
Said you could.
We're kind of checking out a little bit beyond what everybody else did, just
Of
because
course, because
that's what we do.
cruisers.
Yes. Cruise around. There was a tree with some huge flowers on it, and I can't quite get to it. It's over there. It will, oh, is that a trail?
Yep.
Okay, we're going down this trail. If there's any spider webs, God forbid, because
I don't know what kind of spiders are here.
we have no idea. They're probably all deadly.
Highly deadly.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. There, we found some stairs, so we're legal.
Flowers on that tree.
Oh, that's pretty.
And then this one's got those.
Some potted plant there. And here's the one with the big. I wonder if one of those flowers might accidentally fall. There's that hummingbird.
Yeah, they're on a good trail.
Yes. Oh.
See it? Over in the branch. Right through way.
Okay, I think I got him. So that's beautiful. You guys see the big hummingbird? It had a long tail. It was amazing. It likes that, the flowers in there. There it is, right there.
Wow.
That's your beer bottle necklaces here.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Why don't you ever give me one of those, Mark?
You
Never
know.
buy me beer bottle necklaces.
I'm
What's
sorry.
up with you?
Did you get these flowers?
Yes, I did.
All right, better head back upstairs.
Yes.
Before they leave us.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you call that antique beer bottle necklaces or?
Maybe retro. we're heading back with the group.
Alright, more persons can step to the left, please. Get the step across, please. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, now this room is called the copper room. Reason being, to my left, there's a copper bathroom that is attached to this room. Now, what happened in the later years of John Thorpe's life, he was diagnosed with arthritis. So a hot bath was prescribed for it, so he made a hot bath for himself. The bath is 7 feet long. In addition to the copper, he used stones, and you'll also see some tiles, but those tiles were later added. How he was able to heat the water, what he did, he had a holding tank on top of the roof and the outside, catches the water when it rains, took it down into the boiler that you'll see on the inside. Now outside in the parking lot, below where the windows are, that's where the furnace is. So that's where he lit the fire to heat the water. And John Thorpe did that back in the year 1797. Up to the 1900s, there were no bathrooms attached to a house here in Jamaica. So John Thorpe was the first to do something like that. It was a novelty then, and it still continues to be a novelty today. Even the shower head, ladies and gentlemen, is also original. Wow. Feel free to check it out and we'll meet on the outside.